So I wanted to share a quick idea over here. First of all, I want to express publicly my thanks to God that I was able to land a new job. I'm working for a place called Masifta Torah Chaim. It is a boys' high school in Baltimore, and I'm working together with some old friends and old chaverim, and super excited to be here. I'm officially Director of Development. Probably means I'll be doing some fundraising, working on their building campaign, capital campaign, along with teaching some Torah to some of the students here and there, and becoming part of the yeshiva family over here, which is a beautiful opportunity, and I'm so excited to be part of it. So I want to thank anybody who watches this that was part of keeping us strong while we were searching for a job in this transition. Obviously, hard to be jobless, but thank you for all the encouragement and the inspiration, and thank God everyone's doing well, the family's settling in. So that's just a quick little update on the Karps family. People keep asking how my mom is doing. Thank God she should continue to be well and to continue to recover quickly and speedily, and she's doing well, thank God, and moving along the recovery process. Of course, it's heart surgery, so it takes some time, but she's just about there, so thank God. Hopefully she'll start work beginning of January, hopefully after the winter break. That's the Karp update. All right, here we are. We are standing in a Parshas Vayeishev, and that's going to lead us almost straight into Chanukah. Chanukah starts on Sunday night. Will be when we light the first candle, and first oil, and obviously there's so much to talk about. We'll spend some more time on Chanukah next week also, hopefully, but just wanted to share a quick idea over here. So just imagine, here we have the beginning of we talk about how God sets things up for us, and He's got a plan, and sometimes it's hard to see it in the moment, but God's got a plan. And also when it comes to salvation, God sets us up, sets up the salvation before the actual challenge comes up. So who do we have? Beginning of the Torah portion, it opens up with the sibling rivalry of Yosef and his brothers. Right? The famous idea, Yaakov gave a special coat to Yosef. Now Yosef was the firstborn of Rachel, who was the wife that Yaakov originally had planned on being with. Okay, lots of layers and lots of layers we could talk about to explore that part of the Torah. But what happens? The siblings are sick and tired of the way that Yosef is treating them, the way Yosef is tattling on them to their father, and they decide that they're going to sell their brother down to Egypt. That's what they decide. They're going to sell their brother down to Mitzrayim. They sell him down to Mitzrayim as a slave. And that really is the beginning of the Jewish nations finding its way down to Mitzrayim, down to Egypt, which leads, of course, to the Jewish nation being, taken slaves there. And then eventually there's the Exodus, which leads to us becoming the Jewish nation. So obviously we see the flow. When we step back, we can see the flow of how this happened, right? Obviously we could discuss, did it have to happen this way? Did they have to treat the brother this way? Well, did Joseph have to treat his brothers that way? Okay, lots to talk about and lots of layers, as we just said before, but we're not going to get into that so much right now. Yosef is down in Egypt, and he is hired as a butler, and he actually becomes the head of the butler, the head of the house of this fellow Potiphar. And there's a famous moment where Yosef is challenged. Now, Yosef was actually supposed to be super duper handsome, and anyone that saw him was attracted to him. So this fellow Potiphar, who was an important person for Pharaoh, his wife, Vayeishev Potiphar, took a liking to Yosef, was attracted by him, and she seduced him. And we're taught that Yosef almost gave in because she taunted him, and she really was working him. And eventually one day when she was in the house by herself with him, she seduced him. Yosef was almost ready to give in, according to some of the commentaries. He was about to give in to this horrible act of living with this lady, this Vayeishev Potiphar. And then it says that he saw the image of his father. He saw the image of his father, and then he ran out of the house. He did like the slip out of your jacket move. They grab your jacket, you slip out of it. And he ran out, and she was there holding his jacket, and he ran out. What do we take from this amazing lesson? So first of all, this is where we learn about the righteousness of Yosef, how righteous he was, right? Anybody would have given in, right? Here he is, he's away from his family, he's no longer with the holy Yaakov family, right? He perhaps he feels abandoned, right? He's all by himself, he's alone in this dark place, And in that moment, he still finds the strength to run away and not give in to his desires from this lady. And who knows what would happen. In fact, they then went ahead and she said, oh my gosh, he attacked me, and they throw him into jail, which of course leads to the next episode of him eventually becoming the viceroy of Egypt, where he meets the butler and the baker, right, so on and so forth. But what gave him that strength? He saw the image of his dad. And in that moment of seeing the image of his dad, he gained some strength, the strength he needed to say, I'm not going to give in. I can't do this. Remember who I am. I'm from the family of Yaakov. I'm from the prestigious Jewish family. I can't give in. God's got a plan. I'm down in Egypt for a reason. I can't give in. I got to stick to who I am. That strength that I need. Who am I? And he remembered who he was. Just imagine the Jewish people during the times of Chanukah. What does Chanukah stand for? Jewish people are in a dark place. They may have had the Beis HaMikdash, they had the temple, but the Jewish nation was very quickly giving into Hellenism, becoming like the Greeks, assimilation, forgetting about how special and unique Judaism is. They're giving in. The Second Temple already was in a challenging place, and not as holy and righteous as the Jewish nation is known to have been. But there were so many of the Jews that gave in to Hellenism, gave in to the enlightenment of the world. They wanted to be like everybody else, be like the Greeks. The Greeks said, look, do this or we're going to kill you. And a lot of the Jewish people said, okay, we're going to do this. And they became just like the Greeks. But then there was the small core of Jews that held on to something so strong. And they said, look who we are. We're the Jewish people. We're not just like everybody else. We have a unique mission in this world. We're supposed to be a light into the world. We're supposed to be a moral compass for the world. We're going to go ahead and we're going to succumb to these lowly, materialistic concepts. Worshipping the body, right? What about the soul? Where's the soul? Where's the wisdom? Where's the beauty? Where's the connection of God to this world? Is our purpose in this world to celebrate the body, to go ahead and everything revolves around materialism and physicality? Is that who we are? Yeah, physicality is important. It's part of our journey, but that's not who we are. I was just talking to somebody this week about the Olympics. Right? There's the few, the proud of the Olympics. And half the things the Olympians can do are things that the animal world can do without a problem. Right? We try to run as fast as possible, but a baby cheetah is faster than us. We try to lift up heavy things. Right? It's good to be healthy, but is our whole goal to train to be as strong as a baby gorilla? Is that what our whole goal in life is? No, we have these amazing capabilities, skills, talents that Hashem gave us, that God gave us, that we're supposed to hone and use those skills to accomplish amazing things in this world. Use our intellect to accomplish and uncover and connect all the parts of the world together to make this world into an amazing place. Build ourselves into the perfect version of ourselves. That's what we want to focus on. Not just the physical selves of staying in shape so we are healthy, so we can study Torah, so we can bring God's light into this world. But how do they do it? Because they remembered who they were. They were Kohanim. They're from the Cohen family. They're Jewish family. They remembered who they were. They saw this image. They knew what it was like to have, the Jewish people in their prime. The bright, shining Jewish people that brought so much beauty into the world. That's who we were. That's who the Maccabees thought of and recognized about themselves. The beauty of the Jewish people. The beauty of Judaism. So special. So special. And then we have the menorah, the little light of the menorah shines its beautiful light onto the world. Because when we're in a place of darkness, we have to think about what's the image, what's the thing that's going to give us strength to be proud of who we are, to be excited for our Jewish journey, to be excited to spend time with Hashem, with God, to be a godly person that brings oneness into the world. Not this descendants of Esav and Amalek, these descendants that are trying to remove everything good from the world. They say, no, the world is all about itself. There's no godliness here. It doesn't matter. It's all coincidence. It doesn't really matter. No, we the Jewish people know much more than that. We try to share with the world how special and unique Judaism is. Try to connect to Hashem whatever way you can, whether you're Jewish or not Jewish. Connect to God. That oneness, that beauty, that holiness, that peace that brings into the world. No coincidences. No enlightenment. The Judaism Torah has so much light. If we're not enjoying our Jewish journey, right, our Judaism, if we're not enjoying it, we need to look a little deeper or find the part of Judaism that's exciting to us. Find someone to study with to learn more about it. This is what it is, the light in the darkness. Look at the world around us. It's so dark. It's so dark. So many people are so sad and depressed and distressed. They don't know where to focus, what to go, what to do. They don't know what's going on. The Torah, Hashem, brings a light into our lives. What a beautiful opportunity that we have as a Jewish people and beyond to learn about the Torah, learn about Hashem, learn about the beauty of the Judaism. Look at the magnificence of the world. It's not a dark place. It might be the winter, right? Hanukkah happens during the winter when it's dark. It gets dark outside so early and it's dreary. But we light the menorah to bring out the beautiful light of Hashem into the world. The miracles that God could do and do for us. It's amazing. So our goal is to go ahead and, what are the things that we think of? Yosef saw the image of his father. The Maccabees understood the beauty of what a Jewish person could look like, should look like, what the Beis HaMikdash could look like. Don't fall for that farce. The darkness that pretends to be light is like the fool's gold, right? Pirate's gold. Pyrite, it looks like gold, but it's not gold. Don't be fooled by that. So we need to work on that. We need to think about, okay, what is the thing that gives me strength? Who's the Jewish person, that righteous lady, that righteous man? When I see them, there's something so beautiful about them. I want to be like them. I want to be like God. I want to be godly and holy and one. My bracha for all of us as we enter into Chanukah, when we light those candles, let us think about bringing light into the world, bringing light into our lives. Don't be fooled by the darkness out there. There's so much light, there's so much beauty. May we merit to think of or connect with somebody in our lives that we look to them and turn to them to give us strength in dark moments. Let us be that for each other. Let's be a light for each other. No darkness, just light. God willing, we should merit to bring the light into our lives, light into the world. And if we do that, we'll bring the Mashiach very soon. Right? The whole world will see the light and the beauty of Hashem, the magnificence of the beautiful experience that we have in this world. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful Shabbos and a beautiful Chanukah. I look forward to connecting real soon. Have a wonderful Shabbos and a wonderful Chanukah.